2021 was a banner year here at Access Church. We've seen God do incredible things, and I want to take a few minutes to celebrate God's faithfulness to our church over this last year. Now, we're starting with this idea that we are standing in the middle of a miracle. God provided this beautiful building to us after being a portable church, which means we had no building for 14 years. In fact, we opened in March this year with over 1,300 people. The following weekend was Easter weekend, and I was blown away. 1,800 people showed up. A year before, we stood in the auditorium in the middle of construction. It was a total mess, and we recorded in faith, believing that God would eventually fill this place, and He has over and over and over again. We've seen so many miracles, so many stories of life change, and we really do believe the best is yet to come. Now, as we look back at this year and as we celebrate God's faithfulness, I want to start at really the most important part of our church, the next gen. Access is a church that champions the next generation, and I want you to hear from our incredible pastors, Pastor Ida and Pastor Isaiah, as they share the miracles that have happened this year.
Hi friends, right now we are standing in one of our amazing Access Kids rooms. And let me tell you, when we opened this beautiful new building, Pastor Ryan told me we could have 6 rooms, 6 spaces for Access Kids, and we thought we would only need 4 of them. Well, let me tell you something incredible. We are using all 6 rooms at capacity every service we have here. There are so many beautiful families, so much growth happening in Access Kids that we are actually building a new auditorium for Access Kids Elementary. We are so excited about what God is doing in this ministry. Every single Sunday morning, we run 18 consistent access groups for your children, kindergarten through 5th grade. And it's incredible what our team is doing with our elementary students. And on top of that, our preschoolers, toddlers, and babies friends are just growing and growing and growing. And because of the rapid growth in the ministry, we've added an incredible new staff member, Lindsay Schmidt, and she's doing an amazing job serving as our preschool coordinator. It is so exciting what God is doing in Access Kids, and we're so glad that you're a part of it. But let me tell you one of my very favorite things that we did this year. In our own beautiful new building, we got to host Summer Blast. Hundreds of kids came to this free event because of your generosity, and out of those hundreds, over 20 children made the decision to give their life to Jesus. Now that is something worth celebrating. Not only that, our kids rallied together and they raised enough money to build a church in the bush of Kenya. We are so excited to see their love for God and their generosity grow in this ministry. Access Kids truly is a place where every child is seen, known, and loved. This is just what's happening with our babies through our 5th graders. I cannot wait for you to hear what is happening with Access Youth and Access Young Adults.
Access Youth has had an incredible year of growth. We went from meeting in our Access Church offices, and that was fun. We had our own space for the very first time, and it was so awesome seeing students come and attend. But then bursting at the seams, we needed a new place to meet, and so we transitioned to the lobby of our new building. Then Pastor Jason changed the game. He said, you know what? The auditorium is yours. We'll just use it on the weekends. And so we did that. We've now been enjoying full services with worship, small groups for your student according to their age and their gender, an uplifting message, all with the goal of helping your student take the next step in their relationship with Jesus. Then we started noticing that there's a growing number of those in that college and young adult range, that 18 to 30 range. And so this fall we launched Access Young Adults, and it has been so impressive to see the amount of young adults coming out, finding community, building relationships, growing in their relationship with Jesus. And I can't wait to see what the future holds.
I love that we're a part of a church that champions the next generation. I love that my kids will grow up in this church. I'm so grateful for the way you love and serve the next gen Access Church. Now, I told you earlier that we're standing in the middle of a miracle. For 14 years, our church prayed to have its own building. And let me say this to you, waiting time isn't wasted time when your waiting is on God. God showed up in a miraculous way, gave us this building. It's the answer to so many prayers, and it's allowed us to dream even bigger, more audacious kinds of dreams. One of the things that's been on our heart for years is to have conferences that would help people grow in their relationship with God. And this year we did it. We had our very first ever conference. It was just for the ladies, and it was amazing.
This past October, we gathered for the very first ever Known Conference for Women. This was a dream of mine for years, and it was incredible. On a Friday night and Saturday morning, we gathered with hundreds of women. We just sought the face of God. In a world that pushes being more influential or prestigious, we said, hey, what if women were just more known? Known by God and known by others. It was so cool to see so many women from our church step up and use their gifts and workshops and share. And we loved the way women were able to come together on that weekend and just really find freedom. We just cannot wait to see all that is in store for Known and for the Women of Access in 2022.
We have been praying for that for a long time. And there's other things we've been praying about that are coming right around the corner. I'm so thankful that we can use this space to hold conferences and events to help you grow closer to Jesus. Well, I want to take a moment and talk about what we do outside of the walls of this church, because through your generosity and through your giving, we're literally changing the world.
This year, our building has been able to help us get out into our community more than we've ever been able to before. We've had 2 serve days. We also had our very first Love Lakeland week, and we've been able to do outreaches with Gospel Inc., Lighthouse Ministries, Single Mothers Car Care, and so much more. We also were able to help hundreds of people at the Parker Street Christmas store by providing hundreds of gifts for them, helping them shop for all their family members. We also collected thousands of packets of applesauce for Kids Pack, and that goes straight to kids in our community that need meals over the weekends. We can't wait to see what happens in this next year and the ways we can get out into our community more than we ever have before.
Well, what an incredible year 2021 has turned out to be. We've seen so many amazing things, and we want to give a shout out to the people who make all of that possible. The real heroes, the unsung heroes of our church, we call them Team Access. These are the people who serve faithfully every single week, hundreds of them here in our church and around our city. We couldn't possibly do any of this without you.
Yeah, some of those people, in fact, lead an access group. It's just one of the many things, but had to shout it out because this year, more than ever, we saw people getting connected with access groups. And it's just so cool to watch as they find connection in an access group and become part of the larger picture of the Access family.
I love that. And our whole church exists to help people take a next step in their relationship with Jesus. And just in the few months that we've been in this building, we've seen hundreds of people come to faith in Jesus. We've had over 80 people get baptized. Come on, yes. Somebody. Over 300 people have started our Next Steps class, and they're taking the steps to being a full member of our church. I absolutely love all that God is doing. Here's what I know. 2021 was a banner year, but the best is still yet to come. A few weeks ago, we shared a lot of vision of the things that we can do at the speed of the generosity of our church through what we call our legacy offering. And as we continue to give, I just want to say it like this: look out Lakeland, look out world. This church is going to make a huge difference. Thank you for being a part of our church, and we really believe 2022 is going to be the best year ever. God bless you.